Gals, welcome back. Been very cold here. I'm still bundled up. Yes, if you don't know, our windows here are real bad. Worked on a lot of model building and also doing custom CAD and 3D printing. I also was able to work on several of the wooden kits by Osborn Models, Blairline, and Barmills. One of my models I'm putting together, I wanted to have it all light up. Well, the transformer or the power supply that I was using failed. So I contacted Woodland Scenic and they sent me out a new one. I just got this yesterday, but it took 2 weeks to come. So one of the models that I'm putting together that has the lighting in it, I'm only showcasing part of that model in this video because I had to wait until I could definitely test out the lighting before sealing up that light. So I finally got this, so thanks again Woodland Scenic for sending that out. So I hope you enjoy what I have, a lot of doing scenic details, and it should be fun. Hey guys, so I just want to go over what I have. This is the main one I basically worked on here, was this mine. I decided I was going to light it up with the Just Plug system. And what occurred actually is the power supply failed to work. Ended up contacting Woodland Scenic and they said that they would send me a replacement for the one that broke, and they did, but it took 2 weeks to come. So in the meantime, we decided to work on some other kits. So this one is not completed, by the way, and it won't be completed for this episode, but this is a model that I've had for some time. This is a Barmills model. It's called, here's the actual container for it, Water Front Willies or trackside jacks. Now, I didn't have the instructions for this. Contacted Barmills quite a few times over the last year. I never got a reply. So I saw a fella recently on another YouTube channel build an HO scale version of this kit. So I thought, hey, maybe I can kind of take what he was putting together and try to build this without the instructions. So I have been working on this one a little bit, building it without the instructions. There is a lot of extra parts though that I have no idea what they're for. You can see I have dry brushed this sort of red color. I don't really have a red colored building. Because I didn't have the instructions, I actually took some of these pieces and built this like little porch. Still working on it, of course. It's still work in progress. Realized after a while that these were shutters. But so yeah, I'm building this little guy just by using pictures, basically. Been kind of fun, but it's not completed because, you know, I am working on it without instructions. I did finish 2 models. So I was able to also work on this lighthouse, which turned out actually pretty well. That's the 2 sides that we're going to see right there when it's together. And I also got a light for it so we can have a flashing yellow light. So that's going to be in our harbor scene on top of a bluff. It's a style lighthouse that I've seen in Green Bay, Wisconsin. And I really like it. I think it turned out fantastic. So that one there is by Osborn Models. It normally goes for 16, but because of the tariffs, it's now up to 20. And then I also, this is one I got from a liquidation sale a couple years ago. I only paid $10 for it, but it's normally 32 bucks. I don't think I would have got it if it wasn't part of the liquidation sale, but I gotta tell you, I've always been a good fan of the Blairline models, and this one is awesome. It's like a small 2-story tavern. Now, believe it or not, all these signs here do have like little wooden frames that go around it that I have yet to put on. So there still are a few more missing pieces, but I think it turned out pretty well overall. I just used dry brushing. I like to dry brush on wood because it makes it look like it's already aged and weathered. You know, and I still have to paint the downspouts, so I'm not 100% complete on it, but pretty darn close. And this is going to go in one of the newer modules I'll be done with soon. Hey guys, so I also 3D printed a whole slew of stuff this month. You can see I went crazy with these culverts. I tried a number of variations. I think this was the first one I tried. This size here, I think this is the final one right here for doing the one with the small little corner module where I'm going to have the waterfall. See that we have various sizes and various types. We got a whole slew of those. I tried some platforms as well. This is one where it interlocks with another one. I tried that out. Then I tried one where I built some steps, so you can have almost like an elevated, like if you're in a subway station where you go, and they have this actually at the Milwaukee train station, where you can walk down steps and you go through a tunnel that's under the tracks and it goes into the station. I also built logs, little logs I can put in the log pond. I think they're going to work actually pretty good just for our little log pond. I think it turns out great. Here's one that I actually added, you know, I do primer, spray paint them. So I added that to this one. We have to have the details to be able to build out the other things. We're doing the culverts for the corner module and the end cap. These are two that I'm going to have. I'm going to be working on really quick. Hey guys, so this is some of the little building structures I have for some of my sort of like urban areas. So I have this 5-story building here that's it's an old DPM kit I got. So this one and several other ones like that will be in our downtown scene. That's quite a tall building. Okay. But I need some other, I have some pieces from old Walthers kits as well, like this one. This is part of an old warehouse building. And you can see this warehouse building is only a 3-story or manufactured building. I don't know which one. But if we look at it from the standpoint of this 5-story building by DPM, it's almost the same size. Look, believe it or not, I need to do a backdrop building in one of my urban modules. And this would fit the bill. Hey guys, so I tried to use my Dremel tool to cut that, and look, it really screwed it up. So now instead I'm going over with the X-Acto knife. You have to cut like 8 or 9 times on each side, but actually the X-Acto knife is working. So if you want to try a Dremel, it's not going to work so good. I'm still going to be able to use this. I'm going to fix this, you know, because it's street level and it's going to be an alleyway. I'm just going to put a dumpster there and you're never going to see it. But I still have to glue this side with that side. So what I'll end up doing is just taking some extra pieces of styrene that I have, tubing, and I'll just make it so that we can fix that. Okay, so those are the 2 halves. I know it's going to look ugly once we put it together, but we'll have to use model filler. I get to see if it's all dried or not. You can see I still have to do these along here. Just trying to see if we have a good connection. It looks like it. Looks like we're pretty solid. Now we are going to put model filler in here. Okay, so I glued in some extra styrene around the joints. I did all the window lattice work. I put on the model filler. Yeah, I always put it on pretty heavy because you can go back and we can sand it. So I ended up using the Tamiya white putty. I also have the green putty. Hey guys, I'm just sanding these joints, and then I'm going back over with it's leaving a lot of stuff here. So what I'm doing is I'm going back over with some Windex on some paper towel and wiping it off. So yeah, we have to sand these up, and yeah, that's little bits, not that much. You know, it's very similar to Tuckpoint looking. So Tinkercad. So this is the wall section here. So it has that lower part, and then I just bricked it in where the windows would be. Hey guys, so this was the first piece I 3D printed. We saw that was a little bit bigger than this piece. I actually wanted to make it smaller than that. So I came back over and I chopped them down. I actually made 2 of them. So I have one for each side. Oop, these are the top pieces. So yeah, I have one for each side. So what I'm going to do, this is going to match up to the front of the building, and then I'm just going to cut it like this, so there is, like, it doesn't make, and I noticed that this was the wrong size when I did it originally. Now it looks so much more like the original building. Cheap super glue. I think I got these at Walmart. like $4 for 4 of them, so they're like almost $1 something a piece. What you need to do to get super glue to really adhere to plastic is you need to sand plastic. So like a nice little emery board like this, or this particular kind, just go on the back of the piece where you want to use the super glue and lightly sand it. So you can see I did come here and sand it. Same thing with the piece that is going to receive it as well. Because what super glue likes is it likes to have a porous surface. So by sanding the plastic, you're creating a porous surface. Right, so this is the backdrop building. I let it glue overnight and put some bottles on either side of it just to hold them up. They do look a little, you know, because the gluing area was very little. You could only glue against here or there. And so I don't know if it's going to stay, even though we use super glue. Super glue is pretty good for staying, but not when you only have a very little area of contact. So on this bottom area, I want to put a base, and I was originally going to put a piece of styrene down here, but what I might do is take some foam and make a foam base and put some hot glue. I have the low temp hot glue so it won't melt this plastic, and just put a foam base on the bottom of it, and that'll help it be a little bit more sturdy, because I do have these plastic rods, but these are styrene. I mean, so you can use the styrene plastic against styrene, but then you have to use super glue here. So I'm thinking I've seen other people that do the kit bashing also use foam as a base, and I think it's a good idea. So okay, so I'm just going to glue these two pieces together using some regular glue, and I have these T-pins to keep it together when it dries. Instead of using hot glue, I just want to make sure that it stays pretty flat, and then when we put it on here, we'll use the hot glue. Okay, so I got them windows I have to put in here. We'll do that, and then we'll get ready to paint it and stuff. But I think it turned out pretty good. Even the 3D printed parts. Here's another view from that backdrop building. I think it's going to turn out good. These are primarily kind of the buildings I'm going to have here, so you can see that we have enough room as for an alleyway. Or for my previous layout, this one, that one, that one, that one, that one, the one back there. These two are newer. I just put them out here, seeing how these would fit. I am going to be using this depot. I have 3D printed a lot of different platforms. This is one style that I do like, with the little stairs that go down. I still have to add some more plaster to this scene. Now, this is that backdrop building I was working on. That was the remnant piece that I had left over from a Walthers kit. Hey guys and gals, here's the lighthouse. Yeah, this thing here is a little different than most kits I put together. Most kits would have something to go on the edge of the wall to interlock both walls, and this didn't have that. So what I had to do is I had to clamp it here with these clamps here. Everything is painted though. There wasn't a lot of pieces. Those are the ones that came out of here. Very thin wood cut there. These are thin too. I mean, these are almost, you can see right here, 164 plywood. That is really thin. They did have this thicker plywood, which all this stuff actually glues on top of. But man, they were really, really tiny, those pieces. And then this is the top area. And then there's also this, which is even thinner. This is the thinnest stuff. It's almost like cardboard. Very, very thin. Check that out. We have to get those little things in there. Really not the easiest thing in the world, because that's how tiny they are. If you want to see my finger, how big that is, that's really, really small. I am putting the glue on using toothpicks to get it. They go on there. I'm trying to hold this camera with one hand and to show you like how small it is. It's very tedious to get that stuff. So now we're put on that little platform there and the door. So that looks like about right. There's enough room just above the door for those things there that will make the top there. Those are the roof pieces. So that's the one for the one we're just doing now. These are for the windows, and that's for that little door that's at the top. Hey guys, check it out. Now, it's not perfect, because if you look in the back there, it's off a little bit. But if we go with this angle here as the angle that the people see, because they're only really going to see two sides, because it is a corner module, or inner corner module. The little awnings there, they should be glued on, because I like glue overnight. There is a door up here, and there is one existing awning that needs to go on there. That one piece there. I did get it here. It's one of these Woodland Scenic lights. Flashing yellow light, 30 milliamps. Yeah, not too bad. It does flash on and off, and yeah, so we're gonna put that inside there, inside the little lighthouse tunnel. That's gonna be awesome. Scenery. This is a very inexpensive model here. So if you're looking for it, it's by Osborn Models. Decided to do some painting today here on this roof section. I do a little bit of a wash. That's how I got it. I think it's gonna look good actually once it's on here. So just gluing the rest of this Waterfront Willies from Barmills. This is the one I did not have any instructions for. I don't know why Barmills never got back to me. Like, I literally emailed them 3 times. They never got back to me once. But you know, I put together some other Barmills kits in the past. I really like their kits, and I had instructions from them, so... and there's more Barmills models I would love to have, so I'll definitely put some others together in the future. This has been fun. I do have a lot of extra parts, though. I'm gonna do the piers, but I have a bunch of extra parts I put in here for now. Really just gonna focus on finishing this little, I guess like a little porch thing I put together. I don't really know right now, like the size of doing the piers, because I don't have the harbor scene ready yet, so I have a lot to go, but this will give me some of it to do. I'm going to probably wait on the pier part